This is Dr. Charles from NexGenEsis Healthcare. This is phase 1 of knee stabilization. The 3 muscle groups we're going to target to begin with: the hamstrings in the back of the thigh, the quadriceps in the front of the thigh, and the calves. This is phase 1. We cannot progress to phase 2 until you feel confident in the strength of these 3 muscle groups. Also, when we're talking about something like quadriceps strengthening, there are 100 different ways to target the quadriceps. There's a reason why it's recommended that you just stick with something like this for right now. Phase 1, it is important that you don't load the knee with weight as the exercise is happening. We call that open chained. Let me go over the quadriceps first. As simple as it gets, we're talking about leg extensions. So using a band like this, it makes it very easy for people to do it at home. In fact, it might even just be better for you to just take your shoe off and put the band in between the toes like that so it won't slide up the leg. So what you want to focus on, your thigh stays flat, and a few things across all the exercises going forward. Number 1, you want to take the entire motion as slow as possible, both up and down. You want to control your muscles. You want to control the movement using your muscles. So, this is exactly how it should look. My thigh does not move, and all you're doing is slowly straining the knee. And you should feel that strain right in the front of your thigh right here. At any point, if you feel like the knee is taking the stress, that means the load is too much. So you want to make sure that the knee is not taking it and your muscles are able to control it. Also, another thing is, as you go slow on the way down, if you go too far down, this quadriceps, the muscle will get a chance to rest. Do not let the muscle rest, right? So this is exactly what it should look like. Straighten right here, give it a nice squeeze, slow on the way down. I'm about right here, I'm going right back up. Because the goal is not to do as many as possible. The goal is to fatigue this muscle out. Speaking of fatiguing out, as I continue to do this, you're gonna feel a little burn in this muscle group. This muscle will start to get tired, right? It is the difference between you being able to fight through that burn to take the muscle to fatigue versus you just stopping when you feel the burn. The difference is astronomical. So, as best you can, what you want to do is, see, it's burning, my muscle's getting tired. It may eventually have to get to a point where you're doing the exercises like it's getting really tired, right? But hey, I can still go. The only way muscles get stronger is if you challenge the tissues, okay? Now, depending on what your knee's able to handle and kind of where you're at with this, right? Everybody's a little bit different. If your knee's feeling really good, I recommend keeping the number of reps between 20 and 30. Meaning if you can do more than 30, go and up the resistance. If you cannot do more than 20, then lower the resistance. If your knee's not quite there yet where you're saying, it feels better, but it still hurts quite a bit and you're pretty limited in your function, then let's kind of up the number of reps between 25 and 35 to make it a little bit safer and lower the risk of injury that way, okay? The hamstrings. The hamstrings do the opposite action of pulling the knee this way, right? So you will need an anchor in front of you. You might have to get a little creative with this leg of a chair or a leg of a couch, a dining room table. Now, if it's too heavy for you to lift, obviously you don't want to hurt yourself lifting something like that. What you want to do is just cut the band, loop it around, and just tie it and just leave it there, okay? Now, something like this. The band goes behind the heel like this. This is your starting position. A lot of similar concepts as this quadriceps strengthening, right? You're here. What you want to do is take it, everything's real slow. Boom. And I feel it right here in the back of my thigh in the hamstring. Slow on the way back. Now, I'm right here. If I go back further than this gets a chance to rest. Don't let it rest, right? So you want to stay right here. Give it a nice squeeze. Slow on the way back. Don't let it rest. Keep the hamstrings engaged the whole time. What I did not mention with the quadriceps is what you want to do is you want to go until this muscle's fatigued out. Give yourself a 2-minute break and do one more of those, the fatigue, right? So just like this, and it'll get to a point where you have to go. And you're shaking, it's getting hard, right? fight through the burn as much as you can and take the muscle to fatigue. The third muscle group, your calves. Now this one of the things I first mentioned was do not put weight on your knees, do the exercises, but with the calves, you see the main motion for the calves, it's lifting your heels up off the ground, kind of allowing yourself to go on your toes. Because the motion is not happening at the knee, as long as it's not painful, it is okay for you to do this, right? So something as simple as this, make sure you have something to hold on to here for balance, right? And what you're looking to do is, again, similar concepts. You want to go nice and slow up on your toes, just like that. Go up as high as you can. Give your calves a nice squeeze. Slow on the way down. Now, my heels do not touch the ground, and I'm popping right back up. That prevents your calves from resting. I want you to continue to go up and down like this. Take the muscles to fatigue until you have to say, okay, I need a break. Give yourself a 2-minute break, and then repeat the process. If this is way too easy for you and you're having to do a million of these to get tired, what you can do is slowly start shifting more weight on one side. 70-30, my right leg is just a guide at this point. I'm primarily using the left side to push up. Eventually, you should be able to do these one-legged, okay? These strengthening exercises is not just, we're not doing them just to do them. It's a lot more practical than people think. For example, the stronger your calves get, the easier time you'll have with the stairs, right? So this directly leads to you being able to do more than what you were able to do before. Now, if everything is done exactly how I just went over it, you should be sore the next day in the muscle, right? You should be sore. And in the beginning, you may be sore for 3, 4, 5 days. If you are sore, don't do it that day. You get a break, enjoy your day, right? So people ask me all the time, should I do this every day? The answer is no, absolutely not. Challenge the muscle groups. When you do it right. And if you're sore, let the muscles heal up and get back to it when the muscle is no longer sore. And you will notice, this is easier. See, that's you getting stronger. One thing that you absolutely need to stay away from is any type of bad pain. See, this burn that you're going to feel in the muscle, I call that a good type of pain, right? Bad type of pain is, for example, let's say you're doing this, and in the knee, you feel, ooh, what was that? See, that's a bad type of pain. I do need you to stay away from that at all costs. If you feel that, discontinue, and we'll talk about it. One thing, also, if the heel raises for the calves, if that's too difficult for you at this point, meaning if you're on your feet and you're trying to do this and you feel pain in your knee, or you just, in your mind, you know, I don't know if I should be doing that with my knees, then an alternative way we can do this is using the band, right? You're gonna put this on the balls of your feet, just like that. Give this thing a nice pull. Your hands are your anchor here. And from here, you are pressing on the gas pedal. Just like that. Same concept, slow, don't let the calves rest, and just repeat until your calves are nice and fatigued out. All right, phase 1.